Alright. It's rolling. Call halam Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakakadash Wabarakatam. First and foremost, I want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who continue to teach me this truth and who rule well. Also want to say shalom to my fellow brothers out there who will continue to learn and read and teach with all sincerity. Alright, today's video, I wanted to talk about this guy Jeff Bliss. I'm going to play the video and then I'm going to say a couple words and bring a couple of scriptures out.
And this freaking lady go off on kids because they don't freaking get this crap. If you would
He's a Jake. If you haven't noticed, that's a Jake.
just get up and teach them instead of handing them a freaking packet, yo. There's kids in here who don't learn like that.
Bye.
They need to learn face to face.
Bye.
You're just getting mad because I'm pointing out the obvious
No,
and you're
because
too
you're
late.
wasting my time.
No, I'm not wasting your time. I'm telling you what you need to do.
Get out.
You want kids to come in your class, you want them to get excited
come
for
to
this,
me when
you gotta come in here, you gotta make them excited. You want a kid to
Okay.
change and start doing better, you gotta touch his freaking heart. Can't expect a kid to change if all you do is just tell him.
Bye.
I could tell that teacher's black, man. This is why we say that the black woman is Satan, man. The black woman 100% is a servant of Satan. She is Satan. Alright, she's 100% a demon, man.
You gotta take this job serious. This is the future of this nation. And when you come in here, like you did last time, and make a statement about, oh, this is my paycheck, indeed it is. But this is my country's future and my
I
education.
respect that. Can you go outside, please?
Score
I
biz.
got
But
this.
there's a limit. When I'm not bitching, but simply making an observation.
Okay.
And now I will leave. You're welcome.
Good. Bye.
And if you would like, I'll teach you a little more so you can actually learn how to teach a
No,
freaking
you're not
class.
welcome back.
Because since I got here, I've done nothing but
Go.
read packets.
Go.
So don't try and take credibility for teaching me
Come on,
jack.
Just go. Bye. Close the door.
Little baby.
The guy said let him back in. Alright, but as you can see, I could commend this young man Jeff Bliss on his execution here of speaking up for himself. He did a really good thing controlling his anger. You know, like many brothers in this truth, especially Judites, we have we have a very fiery spirit, especially when we feel we've been wronged. We're lions, as they call Lion of Judah. We're lions, man. We're sons of lions. So, you feel me? We if I was in that situation, I probably would have cursed the teacher out. And I've had situations like that where, niggas have gotten on my nerves and now I just fucking curse a nigga out. And I would have just said, fuck you, and left and slammed the door, So, I see the guy had some good arguments. He's made a point. He's actually 100% right. All right, the way the school's taught, they just hand niggas packets all day. Really no deeper thought, no deeper learning, nothing, and that's for most public school education. Now I went to a Catholic school and we had the same thing, but we had a little bit more. You maybe had the one or two teachers, like in philosophy class, like that class was literally all thinking. We maybe read out a packet once or twice, but at least that class allowed us to make our own philosophies and like actually think. You know what I'm saying? Same thing for I remember taking AP US history. That teacher, he wanted us to have critical thinking skills. Like he taught us, not just to look at American history and say, yeah, that's what happened, but to like really think about how fucked up it is. Right? And he would actually talk about that, And one more thing about that teacher, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but he was a lawyer, and he used to be a lawyer. I guess that's where he learned about U.S. history and whatever, and he went to, Slovakia. He wanted to start teaching U.S. history because he would talk about all the time, or he would just see niggas, raping kids, raping, killing niggas, and he would have to defend them. Like he would know that, yeah, he killed that little girl, or he raped that prostitute and killed her. And he would have to defend them anyway, and he would get them off, and it just ate at him, and I guess he wanted to stop and became a teacher, But going back into it, man, the school system is completely fucked up, man. So that's Revelation chapter 18, verse 23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom, and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee, for the merchants were the great men of the earth, by the sorceries were all nations deceived. You know, the merchants going to those big banking families, man. Those Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, which I believe I gotta go look into it and look at those old videos on the GMS archive and on the Breaking Strongholds page. But I believe Elder Pastor brought it out that the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds are one and the same. You know, I don't want to say J.P. Morgan because J.P. Morgan was owned by Rothschild anyway. The railroads, the shipping companies, all owned by big banking families, man. All right. And the sorceries, that word is pharmakia, you know, means we get pharmacy from, mainly going into drugs. We're talking about in the macro sense. School itself is also a form of a sorcery as well. You know, the school system is mainly an indoctrination center. You know, there they teach you that you can't hate the white man for what he did in slavery. I remember that being pushed out a lot. They didn't advocate to hate the white man for what he did. They didn't advocate, you know, the truth that there was, you know, black brothers down there in Europe, that black men ruled Europe. They never taught us about that. Now I had one teacher back when I was in high school who was Italian, and she actually brought that out. She talked about that. That was the only teacher that talked about that. All those world history classes, no one else brought about it but the English teacher, because she was Italian, and she said that the Moors, and she said that they were black men, and they ruled Europe for thousands of years. All right, so she said that's why she may look like a little bit like an Arab. All right, well, she wasn't 100% correct. Right, she didn't say black Slocky. She said Middle Eastern Arabs. All right, but she you know, at least she knows that she got some black in her, man. You know, that she not no fucking white girl, man. Right, even though she's still going off because she does got black in her. She had a fat ass too. Moving on. But the merchants were the great men of the earth, by the sorceries were all nations deceived. You know, that's mainly talking about the schools, man. And the thing is that when you talk up about it, they shun you. You know what happened to him, and you're gonna see it if you look in deeper. There's a news page on him. What happened is that he brought it up to the school board. The lady who said he was bitching, she got on paid leave, paid suspension, I believe. I think she came back in, and they signed this whole thing, and he went back to class. All right, because there's a limit to how far you can go with the society. Like, you're not, like, even if you do a lawsuit, you're not gonna win that goddamn lawsuit because, you know, the game is rigged. You know. And I brought this out in the last lesson I did, but Matthew 6:24, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon. All right, which that's how I ended up for him. He figured this out, you know. Maybe he has a GMS brother or something. Well, who knows? Maybe he is a part of GMS, because when he finished and graduated high school, he worked at UPS. Now that's a theory, you know, some guy off of Reddit, which Reddit is not exactly the most viable source of information. You know, it's fucking Reddit. But you know, some guy said that he saw him and he works with him. He said he's a manager and he works with the guy. He said whenever you bring up the video, he doesn't really want to talk about it. Which, you know, he made the right choice, because, you know, if he would have went to school, he would have been thousands of dollars in debt, going to college, thousands of dollars in debt. All right, he would have been in further dealing with indoctrination and the school system. You know, and he wouldn't even be guaranteed a job. You know, and I go to a so-called educational institution. I go to college upstate. I mean, the shit's easy for me, right? So it's not like I'm going there and I'm like fucking failing. The shit's easy. But, you know, Lord's will, you know. Actually, not even talking about, oh, I find a job. Man, the whole thing with this whole max thing, my school, the way they acted, man, and having you have to write like not an essay, but you have to write a damn response email to them for why you don't want to take the dart. Man, chances are I'm gonna be kicked out that school, man. You know, and I'm prepared. Like, I'm fine. I'm 100% fine. You know, I'm just gonna make sure in these coming days I'm gonna start making a bug out bag. You know, but I don't gotta be like these prepper Edomites. These guys have no faith, man. I just need a maybe a change of clothes, change of underwear, maybe some shoes, and shit. That's it. The food and water, man. I'll find that on the way, man. I'll be just fine, man. You know, but that's the way it ended up for him. And you know what? The thing is that um, when you're young and you speak up, they criticize you and they'll say, "Oh, you don't have a degree. You don't need a degree to say something meaningful, to have ideas about the world." Socrates, which was a Jake, and those Greek philosophers, Zeno and all of them guys didn't have no goddamn college degree. They were just guys who just spoke their mind. All right, they could speak and they spoke their mind. Now they were going off a lot of things because they were fucking Greeks, you know. But they were able to speak their mind. And the entire school system is based off of I believe it's from Plato and Socrates, man, because of they used to have meetings and as you call them not really symposiums, but like you kind of question each other and shit. You know what I'm saying? They would have you know I guess they call them academios. I gotta look into it. I forget what it was, but they had like their own academies back then in the ancient world. In the Greeks, they would have the students and they would ask them questions and put niggas on the spot. You know, this is Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? You know, where's going to how they cover the faces of our prophets? But the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Because even when a Jake tries to speak up about something, they just silence him. And his classmates left him entirely in the dark there, which I believe in the news article later on they do side with him, and he had nothing, he had no complaint, he had no disciplinary actions taken against him. So I think the students spoke up and they actually called for this teacher to be, they actually called the teacher to be fired, but the teacher only got paid leave, It's all rigged, man. It's all a rigged game. We don't win here. People say, "Oh, if you don't like the school system, then you got to go on the inside and try to fix it." There's no going on the inside. People go to say the same thing about racism. There's no I'm gonna go on the inside and fix racism. It doesn't work that way, okay? Because you'll see that that's all a big fucking game, okay? The Edomites they're in everywhere, man. They own everything, okay? Because if you want to go up there, you're going to have to go to their college institutions. And even if you go to a historical black college, those historical black colleges more than likely are owned and set up by Edomites. A lot of times Edomites set up the historical black colleges. And you still get the indoctrination up in there, man. So there's no winning. All right, the only way you're going to win is if you get in this truth and you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Okay? And no, the law's not done away with, asshole. Alright, I'm not talking to you brothers who are part of Great Millstone or follow the doctrine. I'm talking about you niggas who can't see that this fucking world, this world is fucked. And you're fucked in it too, man. And you can't see that and you say, "Oh, the law's done away with, this world is great." Nigga, you niggas say that the fucking new covenant's here already. We don't have the new covenant yet. Alright? We don't have it yet. We don't have the laws in our inward parts. We still gotta teach each other. Okay? It doesn't mean you can eat pork and be a demon. No niggas are gonna be eating pork in the kingdom, alright? Them pigs are gonna be in the wild where they belong, okay? Because the pig has functions to spread seeds. They're supposed to poop and eat up plants and whatever and grass and poop out seeds. That's their point. They have when the pigs roll around, that's another way they spread out seeds and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, there's no winning here. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can, be happier. Because, before I was in this truth, man, I was a nigga like that. I was like, well, I'm gonna change things from the inside. And I was a quote unquote very bright young man, which I'm not so bright now. My fucking brain is fried. because, you know, lack of sleep. But hey, you gotta make sacrifices. You know, you gotta sacrifice. You know, shit happens, man. You know, and I ain't bitching and moaning. This shit happens. You know, but that's all I got. I want to say, call Halal Yahweh by Shimi Hawashai by Shimra Hakadash. That's all I got. Shalom.